Oh, wow.
Hey, Brian's first.
There's like 15 people.
Maybe Brian's not first. He's just first to comment.
We just posted it 2 seconds ago.
We really did. You guys are awesome. Do I need to keep my laptop up for any reason?
You want to read comments?
I can read comments there.
We'll get started in earnest in about, well, let's give it 12 or 13 minutes.
Yeah, let everybody get involved. Plus, Rex is eating some kind of gas station breakfast.
I haven't eaten. I'm about to pull up a bunch of whiskey. And plus, we can't officially, tip one back until noon.
That's true. Whiskey of choice, feel free to chat about it. We've got a couple here, so.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I labeled them.
Oh, whiskey try.
Yeah, look. So these are our barrel samples we took during the episode, and I labeled them, and they're marked E1 and E2 for barrel 1, barrel 2.
I'm going to use, can we get this a little closer so I can read comments, you think?
Yeah.
Is it going to look too crowded?
Nah, we're good.
Still can't read comments, but.
Yeah, it's fine. You need the glasses?
Hey, guys.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, Leclerc.
Glasses. Hey, is Brad in here?
Yeah.
Hey, Brad.
Thanks for helping Rex.
Brad had no idea.
Cause mass destruction.
Brad had no idea what the context was for his cameo appearance. I just I was like, hey, send me a couple of clips. This is what you need to say.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, what did you think about your role in the episode?
Starring role, really.
Oh. Good morning.
It is technically lunch.
Well, in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Rex is eating something he found in a gas station again.
It's not bad. It's really not. I got it because usually gas station patrons.
Brad said I'm still trying to convince my wife I should be allowed back to Austin.
Brad, what are you doing? You don't show her our channel. You should never show your wife our channel.
What did you get?
It's a bear
claw. Oh, a bear claw. Yeah, that sounds tasty.
Mm-hmm. Oh. I feel like I'm hungover.
That's because you went to bed at 4 a.m.
That'll do it.
Hello. Yeah, so bear claw is sort of like a donut. I don't know why people. I mean, they take the dough and they put it in this formation where it looks like it has fingers on the end of it, and they name it a bear claw. It's just cinnamon and sugar and pastry.
So like kind of like a Danish type of deal.
Yeah, it's closer to a Danish than like a round donut.
Yeah. All right, never too early to drink whiskey. It is definitely too early to drink whiskey.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, hey, I never showed the finished tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys want to see the finished tattoo?
Yeah, let them see. Come over here.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on a second. Okay, so after all that discussion, this is what we ended up with on the outside. And if you can't see it, it says Memento Mori underneath it around the bottom. And then on the flex it. I am flexing! No, I'm just kidding. And then flexing. On the inside is this.
What is that?
Which is the Whittington family crest. And underneath it, it was really painful, by the way. Underneath it, it says Super Ad, which I'm mispronouncing because it's Latin, and which is the Whittington family motto, which stands for "Dare to Know."
You know, I'm just gonna float this out there. If you have a tattoo, you should be able to pronounce it.
I know.
You shouldn't be allowed.
I looked it up and I pronounced it correctly, but it's one of those things where it's wrong in your head, and no matter how many times you hear it right, you overcorrect yourself back to wrong again.
You're just wrong.
It's just it's a loop. Yeah. Anyway, so
2 minutes until the quarterly challenge is over.
Oh, Waterburger pairing. That sounds good.
Oh, what?
Carl Broom wants to do a Waterburger pairing at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? You know why? Because right now, just Waterburger sounds good. The only reason I reacted to that is because I'm hungry.
Food in general sounds
yeah.
good. If we were thinking ahead, we would bring lunch in here.
You can look up family crests by surname online, and but the Whittington family has been well researched because it goes back to Mayor of London and shit. So it's not hard to find Whittington family information.
Okay, so I'm going to see if I can delete a lens because it was saying in 30 minutes we're going to do Patreon. It would be misleading if somebody found that now.
Oh, okay.
All right. What are we going to be partaking in today? I see.
Oh, so by the way, these are the samples we pulled from the barrels. Barrel 1, where's that logo? There's Barrel 1 and Barrel 2.
Also, anybody that hasn't seen today's Whiskey Tribe episode, you'll see where exactly those two whiskeys come from. It shows us pulling them out of the barrel.
Along with some other things.
Maybe some things at the end. Some shenanigans.
So are you a little nervous about trying the shit that we bought and are writing the entire distillery on the back of it?
No. No, I'm not. You know why?
Why?
Because
it's classic bourbon.
Yes, the only requirement we were going for was to have just a base bourbon that we can work with that isn't doing anything crazy.
Right.
Just classic, standard bourbon. And from what I smelled, it smelled like absolutely, yeah. This is just a bourbon.
And that was the goal, just sort of classic.
Yeah. Now, with all of the little twisted magical things, we'll be able to tell very clearly, based on a classic bourbon that we have tons of experience with, what's happening. Yeah.
All right. We can wait a little bit longer. How many people we got hanging out with us right now? 114.
Yeah. I think
let's do something before we get into these. So we can get into these with the bulk of the thing.
This is the grand finale.
That's the whole thing?
This is the grand finale. We got to work our way up to this.
All right, I'm going to move these out of the way so that
you just can't have a regular classic bourbon right out of the gate.
You know how exciting this is? Because we can choose anything we want from the vault to drink because we're back in the vault. So what would you like, Rex?
To answer your question, Mark, yes, it was it all corn with 21% rye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, barley. There's barley in there.
Okay.
So it's 21 rye, corn, and then I think it's under 10% barley. I have it on my computer. I have all the information.
I'm going to turn off notifications because people like saying things. Do not disturb. There we go.
There you
go. Okay.
All right.
Right out of the gate, quarterly challenge is officially over in Austin, Texas.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, Rex. I'm about to suggest something. The McAllen M is painfully low.
Oh.
To the point at which it's going to lose its character within another few months.
You want to start with that?
I kind of want to start with
You want to start? Dude, there's not enough people for the M. There's not enough people for the M. Look, if people show up right now, moments after we try the M, they're going to be so pissed off.
That's true.
We got to give people time to show up, give people time to find the link. We just posted the link.
Okay.
People for hours have been like, hey, where's the link?
Where's the link?
Where's the link? Where's the link? And if they're not hitting refresh on that page, they're not going to see the link.
Okay, let's do something else and lead into it.
Okay.
I'm
thinking, you know what? Have I tried the I know I'm about to say
the Balcones Rye?
Have I tried the Balcones Rye?
No, but I got some right back here.
Okay.
Texas Rye, 100 proof.
That one's already open.
So is this one.
Oh.
I don't know why. Why? That one's cast strength. Which one? Halle prefers the cast strength.
Hold on. It's been a week with that whiskey.
Yeah.
Not cast strength just yet.
Okay. I like the 100 proof. Halle likes the cask strength more.
Ooh.
Oh, Thomas, you got Colkagan. Dude, I got one bottle of that mesquite smoked Colkagan, and I've never been able to find it again. I have tried to get people to order it for me. I can't find it anywhere. It's amazing.
Christopher, I passed on cask strength whiskey.
Yeah.
Yes. I still have an empty stomach. I'm not trying to get annihilated on a live stream of all places.
Patron, yes, we got everything that everyone sent. At some point, I'm going to do a post on Facebook and say, hey, here's what we have in the hopper, just so that you know we received it. And then from now on, my rule is going to be that when we receive whiskeys, Emma's the one who unpacks them, saves all the material, and I'll just have her every time post to Facebook saying, here's what we received and here's who it was from.
Yeah, that's so much.
So you know it's there.
That probably has more barrel.
Jimmy Leg.
That has more barrel than I think pretty much any other rye I've had.
Jimmy, what's your take on ryes? We all know your opinions on Scotch.
He's just riddled with opinions. Is that like the most barrel-heavy rye you've ever had?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember, that's the Balcones mark. Remember, we always keep saying Balcones lets their whiskey sit in the barrels for as long as they possibly can, which in Texas means a lot of oak presence.
8 minutes.
And we also 8 minutes, which also means that for most Balcones whiskey for me has like an overarching theme to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell you're drinking Balcones.
Now
it has that molasses.
Yeah.
And,
it started with just a really strong wood note. And now I'm starting to get the honeyed molasses.
Oh, dill pickle. Yes, me too, Jimmy. Most classic ryes, I find dill notes in them. You're not going to find it in this one, though.
No. I occasionally get dill. I more often find the black licorice.
Yeah. Yeah, those two, most common two things.
Cade. Hey, Cade Edwards, what's the bunny? And Cade Bunny Edwards, what does that mean? I always see the name Cade Bunny Edwards.
Is oat whiskey a thing was asked? We have an oat whiskey in here somewhere.
Oat whiskey? That was Martin?
Yeah, Martin asked about oat whiskey. And Martin, yes, I have.
There's oat rage.
Oh, oat rage.
Yeah, oat rage.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you. Yeah, look, oat rage.
So Jimmy never gets
oats and barley.
Blair never gets the licorice. No.
Really?
Yeah.
Blair, do you like licorice? Because if you do, it's often easier to spot things you dislike. Like when you hate onions and someone puts onions within 100 feet of your dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that way about licorice. So I hate licorice. And so when it shows up, it's a thing.
So not to start off, we can start in earnest now.
Okay.
Not to start off the live stream on a downbeat.
Yeah.
But Josh Galladay just asked if we could toast Anthony Bourdain.
God damn it, yes.
And
there's only been a few celebrity deaths that actually made me feel deeply sad. Right. Where it was just like, usually it's like, oh, well, that's unfortunate for that person and their family. But this is one of the ones.
We're both big fans.
Yeah.
And you, I think, more so. Because he is your spirit animal.
He is. Most people don't know this, but when we started shooting videos and it started to get popular, the only thing in my brain was, someday I'm going to get to do my best Anthony Bourdain impersonation. If I can be like 10% as cool as he was, I will have arrived in life. So,
yeah.
To the final passage, Bourdain, may you find the peace you were looking for. Cheers.
Yeah, you walked in my office yesterday. The first words out of your mouth, because it was early.
Yeah, 7 a.m.
I woke up at 6. I'm in the office by 6:30.
Yeah.
By the way, I need to learn that gate code because every time I'm on my phone, I'm like, fuck,
where's the gate code?
And you walk in my office, and I know I'm getting strapped in for a long day. First damn words out of your mouth, Anthony Bourdain died. What did I say?
You said, goddamn, I need to have enthusiasm today.
No, I said,
you can't tell me that shit.
I said, get the fuck out of my office.
Yeah.
Don't bring that shit in.
The problem is, I got in the car.
It's going to be too long of a day.
Yeah, I got in the car, turned the car on, and hit the radio. And then before my finger came off the radio, it said, today, Anthony Bourdain died at age 61. I'm like, what?
Aaron DeAngelo wants to know the gate code. You know what? The day I remember it, you'll get it, Aaron.
Yeah, there you go. We fired people for giving out gate codes, so that's the thing.
Well, you'll be glad to know that when I showed up in the morning, it was locked, and when I left last night, it was locked.
Ah, good. That means the Welcome Center staff are kicking ass. All right, that's a good ride, man. I actually really like this one because it's an atypical ride.
Yeah, it's not a ride. It's not. I mean, honestly, if you poured a glass of this, I would be hard pressed to say, "Oh, that's a ride." I would be second guessing for a few minutes before even glimmered to think maybe possibly it's a ride.
Right. Yeah, I would put it closer to a malt, strangely enough.
What do you want to try?
I want to try...
Recently, how do you develop a reference to eucalyptus?
Oh, I wouldn't have...
Do you date a koala at some point?
I wouldn't have, except for... I lived in the central coast of California for 9 years, and there are a ton of eucalyptus trees around there. And at the time when they're dropping all their pollen all over every car within a 100-mile radius, you can smell eucalyptus out of everywhere you walk. And so I have this really strong eucalyptus memory.
What are you going to try now?
I don't know. I'm sort of thinking I want to go straight to a scotch. And I want to do a little bit of a kick in the teeth.
Really?
Yeah. I got to wake up.
You're not easing me in.
I'm going to do the Springbank 19 from the Maltman edition. It's really hard to see with the reflection.
You're an angry and violent man.
I'm doing that one right there. Is it actually backwards for them too?
No, sure not.
So this is a 19-year-old Springbank rum finish.
The cult of Ardbeg is making a show.
Oh! He said, nope, it's not backwards. It's just showing Ardbeg. I'm going to drink Ardbeg later.
Look at how light that is. That is
19 years old and still light.
Oh
and look at this. This is like 3 years old.
So light.
Right. I can't remember how old this one is. It's on here somewhere, but I haven't looked all the way. Anyway, this is under 5 years old. Definitely. Right. And it's that dark. Right. And this is 19. And that's the difference that heat and temperature have
This
in a climate.
This is like a white wine color.
Mm. Yeah, and used casks.
So much flavor though. Not incredibly bitey and harsh though. These are all very big flavors. It's a Springbank, but they're all rounded.
Yeah. So
I was getting more sharpness out of the rye.
Me too.
Yeah.
You still get that kind of Band-Aidy note.
Yeah, but
that you get from all Springbanks, which I really like. That sort of weird rubber.
What was the percentage on that?
It doesn't say what rum. It just says rum finish. Put it back. Yeah, it doesn't say. It just says rum finish, and that's it. No other explanation. And I honestly, I can't tell from the taste. I'm better at picking out sherries in the taste than I am at rum.
Like a smoked cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smoked cheese wrapped in a Band-Aid. Non-whiskey people.
Did you know that we started?
Whenever they hear descriptions of whiskeys, they're like, how could that possibly be?
Yeah. How could? No, it really is. So, here's some news for you guys, because you're going to be a part of this journey. You remember how ages ago we talked about we wanted to try to be the first distillery to do independent bottlings of American craft distilleries, the same way that Signatory or Maltman does special editions of distilleries in Scotland?
A little tight. Get in there.
You all right there?
Let's get in there.
All right. No, I can't do that.
Not in the live stream?
No, I really can't.
Just 2 more whiskeys.
That's private time.
2 more whiskeys. He's all up there.
That's private time, Rex. Anyway, so
independent bottles.
Our very first, we had made this deal a year ago, and for a year I've been on pins and needles hoping it didn't fall through because we didn't have our distillery built yet, and we didn't give them a year to change their minds, especially after a year of watching our videos. So finally, it's on. The barrel is being shipped to us. It should arrive next week, probably Monday or Tuesday. Mm-hmm. It is a 5-year-old barrel of Wyoming whiskey, selected by Sam Mead and Nancy Fraley, the nose, who, by the way, someone said earlier they were drinking Ben Milam. Nancy is in charge of helping Ben Milam, too. So we have a 5-year-old Wyoming whiskey barrel headed to us. We are, next week, going to take part of it and put it into Balcones 10-gallon single malt barrels, or 5 or 10
so small Balcones barrels.
Small Balcones barrels. And then we're going to take that and blend it back into it. So we will have not a single barrel because we'll have moved part of it, but we'll bottle it at cask strength, whatever that happens to be.
At what point, because we haven't talked about this, we probably should before we got in the live stream. At what point do we want to, what point do you think we're going to have the equipment and the system and the back room done to where we can start getting into the first whiskey quest, the voting for the decision-making processes?
My guess is
this whiskey.
September, October, we're probably ready for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
before the end of the year.
Yeah. No, definitely want to do that. We have 12 barrels of bourbon that I can think of all types of demented and twisted things to do.
Oh, yeah.
But, we're going to open it up to you guys. Should be fun.
Now, I will tell you, I don't know if you realize this.
Matthew wants to know how long we're going to let it sit in the barrel.
I don't know. So I will tell you that.
Until it's interesting.
Yeah. I will tell you that we tested this with off-the-shelf Wyoming. So I took a 5-gallon, I think it's 5-gallon. I took the Balcones single malt barrel, brought it into my office. I have one of them. We have 12. Brought one of them in. I filled it with off-the-shelf Wyoming whiskey. So it wasn't the right proof. Because it's not cask proof. It was, whatever their 40 something is. Anyway, so that's going to change and start pulling only sweet things out of the barrel. Mm-hmm. But I left it in the barrel for 3 months. And already it completely altered the taste and made it the most buttery, smooth, freakishly friendly whiskey you've ever sipped on in your life. The closest comparison I had was something along the lines of Blade and Bow, where it's almost overly smooth. But what I realized after that was we needed to bring some of the Wyoming character back into it. So
Vito is saying he's getting into whiskey. He's getting some notes that he wasn't getting before.
Oh, good.
After the dry week.
Yes, that's totally true. Yeah. That happens to me too. That happens to me too.
There was a question about distribution outside of Texas from Michael.
We're working on it. Right now, we're starting with Texas, but I just needed to know, because here's the question every distributor asks you. Mm-hmm. How many bottles of whiskey can you get me? And I can't answer that question yet. Until we can answer that question on quantities, right. I can't answer it, because the reality is we can sell our whiskey online. We just can't ship it. So right now, if we bottled 250 bottles of something, you guys could all buy it. Now, the only way to get it to you is if you drove down to Texas and picked it up at the distillery.
Or had a friend in Texas pick it up and ship it to you.
That's right. Yeah. Now, ironically, my guess is we could probably sell everything we make just by doing that. So how much we're going to have left over to actually send into stores is a question. As soon as we can answer that question, we will have a plan. And what we'll probably use the numbers of how many Magnificent Bastards are in each area as our first region to reach into.
Yep. Kevin wants to know, are there going to be samples of the whiskey from the barrels you got this week at the launch party? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, those are going to be two of our first barrels. And yes, if you wanted to buy our stuff online at some point and then figure out how to get it later, we'll hold it for up to 2 years.
Well, and then some people on Patreon actually have whiskeys that they can claim as part of that level.
Yeah, and I think what we agreed was we'll hold it with your name on it for up to 2 years, and we'll give you multiple chances to figure out a plan.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, God, let's see. David wants to know, should he go Dark Cove or more?
Oh, Dark Cove. All day. Yeah. All day. Dark Cove is magnificent.
Do you want to go?
Hey, Grayson, you know my son's first name is Grayson. Grayson Cash.
Really?
Yeah.
How come you don't use your first name? I don't use my first name. Your son doesn't use his first name. My son doesn't use his first name.
Yeah, I don't know.
We all have aliases.
Yeah.
Because that's how so sketchy.
No, because it's how you separate robocalls.
Right.
Or marketers or people who don't really know you. If they call you by your first name, you're like, oh, okay. I know I can hang up on this phone call.
Just don't answer my phone.
That helps. Yeah. Jackson is his first name. Jackson Trine Whittington.
Trine.
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 It's a family name.
The only Trine reference I have is a game from several years ago, which is a fun game.
No, it's a family. It's Hale's mom's maiden name.
Okay.
Hot damn!
What are your first names? Oh, Ian Harris.
That's good whiskey.
This is Richard something Whittington.
Yeah, I'm Richard Whittington, the fourth. Oh, I don't want to mess up your whiskey. The fourth or something or other, fifth, something like that.
I'm Roy Hollister Williams the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
And my son is Roy Hollister Williams the fifth.
Mm-hmm.
My father is Roy Hollister Williams the third. Just to keep things clear, we just have nicknames.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And I don't know. Roy doesn't really seem to suit me. I'm not really a Roy guy.
So I'm moving to Ardbeg next because you realize we started Dry Week on Ardbeg Day, on National Ardbeg Day.
Here's the thing that I made peace with long ago. Whenever we do a quarterly challenge, there will always 100% of the time be a reason why we can't possibly start it then. Yeah. And it was just, okay, doesn't matter if it's inconvenient. That's not the point. We're going to start it whenever it's time to start it.
You know, this one's low enough. I think we should do it because we need to bottom this one out.
Mm-hmm.
I chose this one because it's so low. Ardbeg Kelpie.
Not the Dark Cove.
Not the Dark Cove. Even though it's one of my preferable.
Roy Week or Dick Pics.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm kind of this live stream vibe. It's good.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
We
can read the things.
Okay, I'm going to say something. Everybody have a drink in their hands. You're going to need a drink. Mm-hmm. Not because it's bad. We gave you more.
As you should. This is the staff.
All right, so here's the thing. It's moments like this when we get to hang out with you guys that I remember how cool it is that we get to be a part of this whole crazy thing. It's not at all what I thought we were starting a year and a half ago. It's not at all what we thought we were going to be standing today. But by a 90+% rate, you guys have over and over just been magnificent.
Yeah.
And so cool to be. And I know that I don't interact much in the social media or in the Facebook stuff.
Because he's not good at it.
I'm really not good at it. Yeah. And it stresses me out. And so I'm sorry. I'm not trying to ignore you guys or stay apart. This is my moment where I get to hang out with you. And this is what I prefer. It's like we're all at a bar together instead of, trying to be clever on social media, which I don't do well with that.
It's quite dim.
Yeah. I'm so dim. Yes. But you guys are fucking awesome.
Yes,
so
thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate
and,
you guys.
Cheers.
So, just gotta do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, that tastes so good.
That is the seed.
It's so good.
It is the seed. So there's by the way, speaking of you guys stepping up and engaging, we know we sell out of merch super quickly. So we're sorry. Anybody who's been paying attention knows that if we sell out too quickly, we're going to extend the deals. We're doing that with the Flask and the Glass.
Absolutely.
The reason why we don't just have like tons of merch is because we have to be very, very, very selective about where we're putting dollars and when we're putting them there. Because, about every month, it's like, what do we have to spend the money on? Like, it's gone. Okay.
Yeah. Patreon shows up on day 5. Day 10, it's like, well, that was nice. And we got about 20% of what we needed done.
So it's amazing that you guys grab up the merch. We try and make really cool stuff that you're going to want. But the worst thing that could ever happen is if we put a ton of cash in a product that sits there. Yeah. And it's like, oh, God, we need that money.
And not only that, but our tax lawyer said, oh, by the way, if you spend it on merch, it's an expense. You don't have to pay taxes on it. But at the end of the year, if you have merch sitting on hand, that's reportable.
Yeah.
So we want to always make sure we never have any merch stocked up in a back room somewhere. We're just moving it.
Brian, like tube sock necklaces was one of the things that was like the very first merch.
Yeah, it really was maybe the first merch idea.
I think though, that's the kind of thing where I think 18 people will think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And buy tube socks. But I don't know. We'll think about it. If I think people would actually get this thing, that would be pretty funny.
I think we should just instead do like a DIY episode of making your own tube sock necklace.
It'd be really funny.
Like Martha Stewart style.
You're gonna need a stapler.
Yeah. And when you
if we're not gonna do it because it's gonna be most likely very warm, but on the launch party, instead of lanyards, it'd be hilarious if we had tube socks.
Tube socks.
Yeah.
It would probably be cheaper than lanyards.
Yeah, but it would be like a scarf.
Yeah, but then it would be a scarf. And then August 25th, neck scarf is going to be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So tube socks with whiskey trap on them.
Well, that actually is doable.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to do that. Tube socks for the opening. Nobody will wear it though. It's like, I'm not.
August 25th on Texas is like this gathering we're doing is going to be like you ever see the races where it's like the Warrior Dash or the and you're going through all this mud and you're in. Can you survive? Right. That's sort of what it's going to be like on August 25th. It's going to be like we have all these amazing things, but the real test is can you hang out outside in Texas on August 25th for a whole day?
No.
We will have air-conditioned places.
We do have several buildings.
So you don't pass out.
Daniel and I, like today's episode, we basically, everything that wasn't unloading the truck, we shot and edited that all yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was
and it was 100 degrees. Actually, it was 97, but with the heat index of 104.
But the moment that the cloud would pass over,
you're like, this is doable.
Yeah. Yeah. So as long as you just run from tree to tree looking for shit.
Yeah. That'll be the whole gathering on that Saturday. Just groups of people moving and shoom, shoom. Here's some updates on the event. We got people so spread around in hotels, we can't shuttle from hotels. So we're going to try to find a shuttle location that's close to the academy. Mm-hmm. And that way we can get shuttles back and forth very quickly. So what you'll do is you'll want to Uber. If you're going to Uber straight to campus and just get dropped off. Right. But if you're driving, you'll be able to shuttle closer to the campus.
So you'll drive to the shuttle location.
Yeah, which we're figuring out.
Right.
A lot of people around this area were like, hey, can we use your massive empty parking lot for our event? And they're like, yeah, what's the event? I'm like, oh, it's a whiskey distillery. Like, no, we're good. I'm like, damn it. So
just tell them.
I'm working on it. No, I'm gonna lie. No, I did that twice, and then I went, okay, I'm not telling anybody what it is anymore.
Right.
It's just an event. We're doing an event at the Wizard Academy campus.
Right.
Can we use your
parking lot? Business school.
Yeah.
We're gonna learn businessy things.
Can you bring bottles for donations?
This is business.
Yes. So what we're gonna do is, if you're bringing a bottle donation for the vault on that day, write your name on it in a way that won't fall off of it. Put tape on it or something. And we're going to have a place where we collect all the bottle donations, and they just stay there until the end of the day. You can also bring stuff to let other people try. You just can't do it on our side of the property. You have to do it over at Tuscan Hall where the Whiskey Festival is happening.
Frequency wants to combat the heat with whiskey ice pops and slushies.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
Except to get cold enough to be an ice pop, you're going to get frostbite on your...
Yeah. We are actually considering filling a deep freeze in one of the buildings with just a shit ton of ice cream and things like that.
And we're going to have some nice cold cocktails.
Yeah. So we'll have 3 cocktails at the grand opening, 2 alcoholic and 1 mocktail.
You already know the cocktails we have?
I know how many.
We don't have a parking lot, and you know the cocktail.
Yeah, I know how many. I don't know what they are yet. But they're just going to be pre-mixed so that it's easy for us to make them beforehand, add them to whiskey. And now everybody will get a wristband that's black. It's that rubber kind of like Live Strong, those rubber wristbands. It'll be black with white writing that says Whiskey Tribe. And that'll mark you as here for our event. You'll get a hand stamp if you're over 21. So you'll show your ID at registration. And then you'll get a ticket for your free flight of the first 4 bottles that we've bottled.
Susan Pritchard's Whiskey Tribe, totally not a cult shirt, showed up.
Hey, Susan, you're here. Yeah.
And you're right, Susan. It's totally
not a cult.
But definitely a cult.
Oh, man.
What have you liked best so far? You know what? I'm feeling...
Honestly, I think the
Kelpie.
The Kelpie is definitely my preferred right now. It actually eclipsed the Springbank for me.
It has so much more like organic character as opposed to the Springbank is more like the iodine Band-Aid type of vibe. This is more like the seaweed and the salt. Kelpie is aptly named.
Okay, rinse your glass because I'm gonna get 2 new glasses. All right. Everyone.
Chad says we're no longer a cult. We're a religion.
Wait, what do you have to have we have a demigod?
Hey, don't the Pritchards have Whiskey Church?
Yeah. The Pritchards have Whiskey Church as a whiskey production and event company.
Yes, they do.
So we do have a church in our crew. Okay, so new glasses. Mm-hmm. Are you guys ready? A tax deduction.
Actually, here's the thing. Bottle donations to the vault are tax.
Yeah, no, that's true. If you donate a bottle to the vault, that is tax deductible
because it's a non-profit school.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to try the 2 whiskeys from our 2 barrels.
Okay.
And then we're going to try to pour some bourbons we think it reminds us of to see how close it is.
Okay. I need a little bit of water because coming off that Kelpie.
Oh, you put it into the glass. It's going to have water in it now. Shh, dude. Shh. What are you doing? There's bottled water to your left. You got a bottle of water.
I can empty out the drum.
Lazy bat. No, that's not all. God damn it.
Now,
hey, how do we get Ralphie to Austin for the event?
No, leave Ralphie alone.
I really love Ralphie
is comfortable in the Isle of Man doing his thing. And you got to know, man, this is a very different vibe than...
No, it's different, right? But it's like... He's sort of like if we had the chance at getting Mr. Rogers to come to our campus.
He was invited and...
Well, no, he wasn't because I don't know if I even reached him because the only possible way to reach him is through the YouTube comments.
I don't know, but we do have some awesome YouTube channels coming, I think.
No, we do have some amazing people.
Yeah, between it's Bourbon Night,
Whiskey Dick,
Scotch Just Dummies,
Aquavite.
Yeah, and then were there other confirmed beyond those 4?
Yeah, the Bourbon Night is trying to work out a schedule thing, and we have a couple other people. Anyway, we're gonna let them all hang out with you guys and have a point when they're at a table and they get to stand up and answer questions and things like that.
The 2 bottles here, if you haven't seen the channel.
Yes.
They were taken from 2 separate barrels that we took, we received.
Is Brushwood going to be there?
No, Brushwood said he's going to be out of town. He's got a gig out. Yeah, it sucks.
Okay. Anyway, so this is E1. That's the first barrel we cracked open.
Yeah.
This is E2, the second barrel we cracked open.
And we really just wanted to see if it's like the same mash bill, the same barrel company.
Yep.
The same, most likely parts of the warehouse. Are there noticeable differences?
Look at this. We bought these barrels on the same day. They stayed in a group, supposedly, at the warehouse. And when we got them in, they were all labeled sequentially. So, in theory, someone stickered them in order. But look, already they're two different colors.
Oh, this one's lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's noticeable. It's not making shit up.
What was the mash bill again?
So E1 was darker, E2. Matt, I really need to. I'm going to look it up once and for all.
Right.
Can you pour those two into 2 glasses, please?
Sure.
And make sure you keep straight which one's E1 and E2. Wait. One of these may have a. One we'll put a lid on, and that'll be E1. Put a lid on E1. Okay. Ultra. So we bought our barrels from Ultra Pure because if you go straight to MGP, their minimum barrel purchase is 50 barrels.
We can get there someday.
Which is, $75,000.
We'll get there someday.
So if you use Ultra Pure purchases barrels from MGP and sells them in a minimum quantity of 12 barrels.
Are those olive oil bottles? Looks like it. Where'd you get
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I just bought them generically off of Amazon.
So like a smaller bottle in case you want to.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, hang on. I had in my notes.
Ooh. Whoa. On the nose, they're different.
Oh, yeah, they're totally different.
They're not, alien to each other, but this one smells.
Oh, you didn't pour it all. Nice work.
I've done this.
That just smells
I've done things.
This smells like that classic kind of cinnamon.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't jump out at you.
Oh, how's the hair going right now, by the way?
Well, it's just the poofed up version.
I like that you just have like a back corner rat tail.
Like that.
Okay, hang on a second. Oh my God, they're totally different. That's super depressing.
Totally different.
No, because you really hope you get some consistency in 12 barrels of the same mash at the same distillery in the same warehouse.
You can have complete continuity across all 12 barrels.
This is darker. That's about a 20% difference.
If you blend them all together.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking the more interesting thing would be to pick out what makes the individual barrels unique and then play and experiment with those characteristics.
Yeah, it smells smoother. I'm going to try them. You ready?
Yeah. But we ran out of time, so that didn't make the story. Crap. So I'm going to have, what's it called? What's it called whenever you have an amputee and then you have the leg or the arm? Prosthetic. I'm going to have a prosthetic mullet on the other half. Which I think a prosthetic mullet on one half is really good.
I can't find my mash bill.
I think on the nose I prefer this one.
Anyway, we know
which did you just?
It's high ride. That's E1.
Okay.
Don't keep putting that. It
was originally on this one.
No, it wasn't. I moved them around. Okay.
Oh, I like this one.
So E1 is alcohol heavy, and E2. Ooh. Okay, here's the thing, Halle.
That is candy apple.
If you're watching right now,
candy apple. Can
you grab the gray box that's behind Emma's desk?
Are you going to test the alcohol percentage?
And bring it up here to the vault.
Okay.
It's the tool we use to test alcohol percentage.
Do you think she's watching?
She said she wanted to.
Okay.
But I'm not in a big hurry.
All right.
Okay, so that's definitely E1 because it's darker.
Did you say there was one?
So E1 is super spicy. Can't. Blend the glasses. No, that's not a bad idea. This one's obviously
Reese LeMay.
This one's more spicy.
It's basically, we already have the mullet wig. We're gonna take part of the mullet wig off and clip it back here. I blame Leclerc for blowing off half my mullet with his Leclerc.
This one has more burn to it. So E2 has a little more burn in the aftertaste.
I'm getting more of a sweetened candy cherry.
Yeah, this has more spice.
On that. That is more of a, yeah. Whew, it's good. That cask strength though, man. That's got a bite.
Oh, she's asking which gray box.
The plastic gray box.
She's down in the...
Aren't identical. Would be interested in knowing how that bloated. Yeah. Sean Garland, the one that had that really wood top in the back. That was immediately apparent to us. So I'm curious to see. That one didn't have a ton of obvious angel share though. The second one that we opened up in today's episode, it was obvious that there's multiple points where there's angel share coming out. That one, ironically, even though it had a really, really super warped head, it wasn't clear that there's a lot of whiskey leaking through cracks in various places. You getting the thing?
Yeah, we'll test it using those. So we have a tool called the Snap 50 that takes a 2 milliliter sample and immediately adjusts for temperature and gives you proof and like 9 other metrics. We'll use it for reporting to the TTB and the TABC.
Martin, I think, no, it's Ian, are the featured distilleries, not featured, just guest distilleries at the opening selling whiskey or just offering?
No, they can't sell legally. They cannot sell. They can't charge any money. As a matter of fact, the only thing that we might be able to let them do is sell merch, but they can't sell whiskey. So they can pour free samples. The TABC beverage code is insane.
Well, and the thing,
insane.
I'm all for like rules that make sense, but just
no, there's no logic.
There's no safety
to the TABC
issues.
rules.
There's just
As a matter of fact, here's how hardcore it is. They let us sell 2 bottles every 30 days to a single person. Delivery. Right? Delivery. Thank you. Hey.
What do you think the difference is?
I think E2 is higher proof.
Yeah.
Anyway, they let us sell 2 750 milliliter bottles to a single person every 30 days, but you have to actually put a sticker on it that says commemorative bottling.
Okay.
For no apparent reason. By the way, this is like a $3,000 to $4,000 tool that you're holding in your hand right now. If you can believe that, this little thing is $3,000 to $4,000. It's a medical. It's not, but this company does a lot more than just this. Okay, I'm going to use. So, is this E1? Okay. Yeah, I'm in the freak. Like fucking TABC. That the problem with America in laws is almost always this weird puritanism desire to legislate morals.
Numbers 4. 4 whiskeys and we get political.
Yeah.
4.
Legislating morals is always when America goes shit wrong. All right, 54.
So 54.3. 54.31%.
Okay. So this is 54.3 E1.
Yeah.
And what did I say? E2 is a higher proof?
I don't listen to you.
I'm gonna
oh, that water is 80 proof.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready? I could take it out of the glass. I should take it out of this instead.
No. Does that have remnants of water in there?
No, it'll adjust for it.
See, I see.
No, it'll adjust for it.
There was a sprinkling.
I read the manual. I did actually read the manual.
And
waiting. I don't know if I got enough of a measurement.
Water. Ooh. Water doesn't have a percentage.
There you go.
54.3. 2.
No, they're about the same.
Yeah, 54%.
So they're both 54.
All right, so the notes that we're getting are different.
Yeah, but
not necessarily.
They're totally different.
Really?
Yeah, no, I mean by 20%.
Just shot some water.
By enough of a 20%. As much as 20%.
I think so.
So the distillery temperature.
Mr. Cask Drink really wants that 54%.
Yeah, the distillery. Me and Rex and Emma and Deb are going to choose 4 barrels that we bottle for the opening. And my preference is going to be that my barrel is just straight out cast strength.
I want the messed up head barrel.
Now, the question is, yes, we can only sell people in person at the distillery 2 bottles every 30 days, but that's per driver's license. So if you bring a spouse, you can get 4 bottles.
Right. So usually whenever it comes to like rules, I can figure out some creative workaround. Rules, if you will. No, not the TABC. Every single thing that is like, oh, we could do it this way and have this person do that. They've thought of everything. It's ridiculous. You know what? It may be my fault why they have so many layers of rules. Because people like me just keep coming up with elaborate ruses to get around it.
Okay. I think,
man, good classic base bourbon for us to mess with. I like that. So just say the price so I make sure I bring enough cash. Oh, do we even know to you?
I'm still trying to find the mash bill.
Martin wants bulging head whiskey. I agree, Martin. You too enjoy a bulging head. Why on earth can I buy as many bottles as I can carry from a random packy, but only 2 from the source? They want to keep that market advantage. That's it. So they have lobbyists to make sure they have that market advantage.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Because if distillers could just ship product directly to customers, then there's a whole industry that becomes irrelevant.
Yep. I found the mash bill.
Oh, lovely.
75% corn, 21% rye, 4% barley.
It's like a token amount of barley.
Yeah, just enough to get the conversion happening.
Token amount. What do you mean by conversion? Is this?
Well, the reason you use malted barley in your mix is because other grains don't begin the conversion to alcohol as easily. Malted barley, because it's malted, starts that enzyme process happening really quickly, and it helps get it going.
Mark was saying you was reading some things about Tesla not being able to sell directly to consumers.
Same thing in Texas.
Similar thing is
same thing.
Texas Auto Dealers Association.
They got a stranglehold.
Well, here's the thing: the associations aren't part of the government. Some people think it's just one of the government branches. It's not. They're advocates for industries, and they often lobby to the government, so they have a lot of relationships there. But in that lobbying, they're making sure that you have this amazing product, and you don't want to sell it through third-party car dealers like Tesla. Yeah, you can't do that, and they'll come up with elaborate reasons why, but it's nothing practical or reasonable.
Malt Philistine. We're going to do a single malt aged and used barrels as one of our very first products, because as soon as the distillery opens, we will have 4 used bourbon barrels. And Mitch brought us another 13 used bourbon barrels. So we're going to fill those with malt whiskey, peated malt whiskey, as soon as we can produce it. And so the moment we have the equipment to produce the quantity, we can start filling 53-gallon barrels with peated malt whiskey in used barrels. It's done.
Have we shared where we're going to be aging our barrels yet? Because our room is so small.
Okay, so right now
we don't really want to age barrels in the distillation.
We haven't shared. Let me ask you a question before we do that. What bourbon does this remind you of that we could pull off the shelf and see? Maybe. I know that Bullet is pure MGP, so we can start with Bullet.
Let's just try with Bullet.
Okay.
And then I want to, for some reason, I'm thinking like a Knob Creek.
Really?
Yeah, maybe it's because I don't remember Knob Creek clearly. But pull it off.
Finding the Bullet is going to be... I know we have Bullet in here. Let me just say that first.
Roy loves Knob. God bless you, Blair.
You have no idea that when you give Rex crap like that, you're just speaking his love language.
You're feeding me.
Can you look along the wall over there for the Bullet bourbon, not the Bullet rye? Bullet bourbon is a orange.
Yeah, I know what Bullet looks like.
Yeah, green is the rye, orange is the bourbon.
By the way, we're taking a table and chairs out of this corner. That's where Daniel was shooting like the first couple of episodes. Also, where he does the advent calendar, we're going to take that table and chairs because the school doesn't own that. We're going to take that to the distillery, and we're going to put more shelves over there, which we desperately need. All right, guys, hang tight. Do we even have?
No, I know we have it because we used it in tasting the other day.
I can't even walk back here.
No, you really can't. All right, let's grab the knob. Start with the knob. I have the 10-year-old bullet, but
Yes,
that's not really a fair comparison.
He did say grab it.
Here's the 10-year-old. Here, try that. Oh, no, sorry, that's the knob. Here's the 10-year-old bullet, which we can try if we can't find the standard. Oh, found it! As soon as I said that. Okay.
It says more of a vanilla note in the knob.
Yeah, the ones we pull from our barrels are far more spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's the proof on the knob creep?
100. So that's the closest one in proof.
Okay.
To what we have.
Just a few percentage lower.
Yeah. So bullet is coming out at 45. And
honestly,
no, this is more molasses. Ours is more molasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, smell the bullet.
Oh yeah.
Ours has more molasses to it.
Is it? So this is the knob. This tastes a little bit watery. I would not expect
it. It does taste thinner.
I would not expect that to be a 50% whiskey. How long has this been? I mean, it's pretty low.
Not long. We did it at the whiskey level.
Okay.
You know, ours has got way more spice to it than the
I'm really
knob.
curious to see what our Texas heat does to these barrels.
Oh, yeah. So where's our barrel warehouse? By the way, for me, the spice is reminding me more of something else.
Jefferson?
No, remember the Four Roses single barrel.
Four Roses. I remember Four Roses being sweet. Sweet, sweet.
This is coming in at 50%. So once again...
Christina says some guys like watering knob.
Wah, wah.
No, it's pretty salty.
No, the Four Roses is... It's got more of a butter oil cling to it.
Yeah. More.
Ours is more spicy than the Four Roses single barrel.
Four Roses is also a little bit sweeter and richer.
Now, if we proof ours down,
that's a really nice apple nut, though, like a vanilla apple in the taste. I always like Four Roses. I think more than most people. Just when I want something sweet, this has enough character. Bulging barrel full of knobs. Everybody's doing knob jokes now.
if we proof ours down a little bit to get this is the Four Roses you just put right in front of me.
Right. Well, it's one of these.
Dude, that's maybe one of the smoothest 3-year-old whiskeys I've ever tasted. I still think I would bottle ours at barrel proof and then let you guys.
The whiskey
water it down.
mariachi you showed up. Where you been, man?
Yes.
You're late.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. This is ours.
Man, I didn't know I was in charge of organization.
If you mix E1 and E2 together,
Then it becomes E1 point.
Dude, that's good.
That's my favorite of the two.
Yeah.
Well, I guess 3 now.
Yeah. Crap, we may have to mix 2 barrels as one of the bottlings.
No, that is it.
That's a superior bourbon.
It's
At cask strength.
and noticeably better.
On the other side of the property, totally legally, and put a cover over it so that it's in the shade and not direct sight. And we can fill those with 40, 50 barrels each. That's probably what we're going to do for now. We'll build ventilation and air conditioning into the containers, and then that leaves the production room from only production. That's probably what we're going to do.
D. Oliver asks, will MGP sell anyone a barrel?
No, you have to have a DSP license.
Well, so, I just like looking for loopholes.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was somewhere along the lines where we were either offered whiskey and we didn't have our license yet. We were in the process of getting the license. And I said, well, can we even buy this? And it was a situation where they will sell it to anybody. They will take your money. If I remember right, they'll take your money, but they won't send it to anybody that doesn't have this whatever license.
Yeah, so that's not true for the companies we're working with. It might be true of somebody who's playing shady.
I was like, sure, you can own it, but it has to sit here until you have the right.
Yeah, the companies we're working with won't even take your money unless you email them a copy of your DSP license. So, yeah. Anyway.
All right, let's try it. Wait, Irish.
Irish.
A little Irish.
Okay.
A little Irish. I need a little bit of the. Where's the red wrist wolf?
Ah, you just need to bring yourself home.
Yeah,
you don't want to. I think we have enough people to do the one I suggested earlier.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm just saying. We're gonna bring it home with this one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been 50 minutes.
All right, so we're cruising into the last 10 minutes here.
Okay.
This is gonna be the bottle down to end all bottle down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to get it?
Really?
I can get it. No
Just
problem.
take the time to check out my ass while I'm up here.
Not missing much.
Oh, it's time, gentlemen. It's time, and ladies.
Let them bask in the glory.
Yeah.
Let me wiggle it. Wiggle it for you. I'm gonna shake that. Shake that. Shake that.
Shake that. Shake that.
You can do better than that. But droplets are mine. Droplets are mine.
There's the droplets are yours.
Oh, I got. Oh
yeah. It's really just Glenlivet in it. No, this actually is the last of an M
like
bottle.
everyone is 20, 30, if it's 40, 60, 80, $100 there. Getting value.
All right. So what's the proper bottle down? I can't put it on this little tiny head.
Dude, that's
Are you ready?
Good luck.
We sing in our best falsetto. Hallelujah, it's raining men. I don't know that. Blah, 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 blah. Raining men. Hallelujah.
This is why we hum.
Yeah.
We don't know the words. Here's to you guys.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you truly magnificent bastards. You have helped make this process 1,000 times easier than it otherwise would have been. I was asking Daniel the other day.
It's good, but it's not $5,000 a bottle good.
It's really good, though. I was asking Daniel the other day, what, because we're investing so much into the building, the equipment, and sourcing options, what would we have done if we didn't have the bastards step up to the extent that they do? And Daniel was like, well, this would have been like a 4-year process.
Yeah. No, if you guys hadn't been involved, our grand opening would be 2019.
Yeah.
But because you guys got involved, we were able to actually get everything ready to go.
Or it would have been, there would have been no deck. The building wouldn't have been half as cool. There were people sitting in lawn chairs. And
hey, what's your problem with lawn chairs? Lawn chairs are awesome.
I'm an adult.
All right. So real tasting notes, any?
Holy crap. Have we done a McAllen episode?
Well, we've used McAllen like 5 different times as a reference point.
I don't think we ever did a review, though.
No.
And now we can't.
It's over. Unless Ryan Dice steps up and brings us another bottle.
He's given us 2 bottles.
Yeah, 2.
He's not made of McAllen.
No, he's not. Yeah. There's only so much McAllen in the world.
So the notes that you've given before, I think are some of your better notes, if I can say that. I can give you kudos. Autumn. The dusty.
Yeah, that's
autumn,
what I've said before too.
Yeah.
It's all of the scents you associate with the aromatics of fall and the leaves and fireplaces going, and in the kitchen, you know, the orange with the cloves almost plugged into the side of it,
a
and
hint of nutmeg.
Cinnamon sticks,
a hint of nutmeg.
Yeah,
this has as much character and variation that you would expect from a whiskey that dark.
Yeah,
there's a lot of complexity there.
Now, I would say it's not as good, in my opinion, as the Glendronach Parliament, which is a 21-year-old Glendronach.
21-year-old?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how much is that?
A couple hundred.
Only a couple hundred. E150 says Jimmy. Yeah, they put it at E150
in Macallan.
Macallan. All right, guys. We're about to wind this down here. Any other questions about whatever you want? Can we bring whiskey we have made for review?
No, you can let other people at the gathering try it, but we won't do it on the show.
Fred, you evil man. Malt Philistine. There's two kinds of whiskey, Macallan, and everything else. Where will you get your peat? We have peat options, don't we?
Well, right now we won't get peat anywhere. We're going to buy peated barley.
Oh.
So we'll buy barley already peated. Now, what I would love to do is right now Westland is working on sourcing their own peat for their single malt. I would love to try to get some of their peated malt from the Westland peated malt, because that's about as close as it's going to get for us right now.
Yeah. Peter Schumacher, he's level 2 whiskey sommelier, by the way.
Oh, yes, the Moochin getting a paint job.
Yeah, so what I want to do, the reason why I got a white Moochin is anybody that wants to get a Sharpie and sign it.
At the opening.
It's the official steed of the Whiskey Tribe. So anybody that's at the opening, if you want to sign your name, it's just going to be covered in Magnificent Bastards.
Jimmy, our still right now is a stainless steel base. Deb just bought it with a copper. Basically, it's a hybrid still. So it's got the copper column with plates that we can change. Stainless steel and copper line arm, stainless steel base. And it's, think about it, right now the baby one is about a 26 or 30 gallon. So it's super small.
Blake wants to know, do we know the rules for bringing gifts of whiskey into United States? Thinking of coming to visit from Australia.
Just put it in your luggage. They won't if it's in your checked luggage, they won't worry about it.
Well, and also wrap it so it doesn't get crushed, because they toss that luggage around pretty rough. Covered in Magnificent Bastard sounds like some type of old socks.
It does. Yeah.
Oh god, that's I don't think you realize how salty that is.
Yeah. No, I do.
You do. Yeah. It's really that's top shelf. Okay, you want to be in the let's see. Can we all pitch in $20 and buy a bottle of Macallan 65?
Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm not asking you guys for more money. You guys have stepped up so much, so that's very generous. But we're not pimping. We're not pimping more money.
So the peated malt that we're buying right now is Baird's peated malt, which I think is coming from the Speyside region where they're doing generic peated malting runs. I could be wrong about that, but I don't remember where Baird's is sourcing their peated malt from. But you can look it up, BAIRDS, Baird's peated malt, and you can buy it. You can buy it right now by the pound.
Ed O'Meara says, there is a rule about the number of bottles in your luggage, he thinks. So
it's possible.
You can't just have a giant box.
Now, food at the distillery, we're working on it. Right now, we have a barbecue truck that's going to be there all day. That's one of my favorite barbecue trucks. And we have a company called the Peach Tortilla, which does all these slightly Asian fusion dishes in one-off pieces. And then we're going to have a coffee truck at the opening.
Flask. Michael wants to know flask with the new logo. Yeah, we're going to do that.
Yeah. Martin, the bottom shelf situation is coming up within the next month. It's still on the list of upcoming things. That's how far we are behind.
Harry Falkenberg says the rule is 5 bottles. 5 bottles. And again, these kinds of rules vary from country to country. So
yeah, look at the rules.
Look at the rules. Is the eagle recovering? We'll find out.
Yeah, how do you come back from that?
Being punched in the dick so hard you explode. Oh, speaking of, we'll post it today.
Mm-hmm.
But there was just the raw footage of us, Daniel and I, shooting.
Oh yes,
I'll put that in the Patreon post.
That's bad
for you guys later today. It was. It was pretty.
No,
funny.
the shit all over Rex was ketchup. Almost a full bottle of a family-sized bottle of ketchup. The vault smelled like ketchup for like 4 hours.
I smelled like ketchup all day. It was like 12 hours later. I was like, oh god, there's ketchup behind my ear.
How could you, Rex?
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming.
All right,
it has been fun. I very much look forward to doing this again. This is like the perfect size. You guys are awesome.
This is great.
Yeah, here's 2: fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight, may you fight for a friend.
If you steal, may you steal a lover's heart.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.
You guys have a good weekend.
Cheers.